Dominic Zamprogna has another reason to celebrate on June 22nd, when he marks his 15th anniversary with General Hospital. The soap opera welcomed him back with open arms following his departure in 2018. Upon hanging up Dante's badge, the Canadian native was excited to see how his career in Hollywood would pan out. He tells Soap Opera Digest, "I didn't know any casting people when I came here with this job. At the age of nearly 40, I thought to myself, leading the worst-case scenario, the show gets canceled tomorrow. I haven't done my homework in this town to make sure people know who I am." He continues, "I'm a horrible networker, but the one thing you have to do is audition, and it wasn't really possible to do other projects here for the longest time. However, in 2018, I was given permission by Frank, executive producer, to perform this performance in Calgary. In the 2 years prior, I had really done screen tests for other pilots. That's really the only exposure to other casting directors I've had down here. I realized, really, I ought to get out there. Thus, I did." With retrospect, Zamprogna realizes that his time off the soap opera has advantages beyond just increasing interaction. He explains, "I've never been in one place for this long, playing the same character, so I call it kind of a mental health break. I simply had the feeling that I should go do something different for a little. I met a lot of casting directors, attended general meetings, and conducted a number of auditions as a result of doing that, and I was able to accomplish my goals. Even now, outside of this show, I work on 2 or 3 other projects that I'm trying to get going, and that only happens from hustling and getting things done. You kind of get your hustle back, and that's important too," he says. "I was kind of jolted back into that mindset by the break." It makes perfect sense for Zamprogna to return as Sonny and Olivia's soul child. "I honestly miss the friends I've developed here. I miss being a part of a team, and even though everyone has bad days sometimes, you're surrounded by people who care about you, and that care about you," he adds. "As a result, I was appreciative that they wanted me to return once I had somewhat achieved my goals." As the spiraling and inebriated Finn, Michael Easton has been an absolute force. As I had dubbed him in last week's column, Alexis was a force to be reckoned with when she confronted him, and I really enjoyed her description of him as a vicious drunk. It was evident that something horrible was about to happen when she warned him that he would hit rock bottom sooner rather than later. It was also unsettling to hear Chase and Brooklyn discuss their options with Alexis, who cautioned them that if they didn't act cautiously, Violet would wind up in a foster home rather than with a family member. The episode seemed to be implying that Violet would experience something, and let's be honest, General Hospital is not averse to inflicting terrible injuries on their younger cast members. The scenes between Chase and Stella were excellent, particularly when Chase questioned whether she was advising him to file a lawsuit against his brother. "I'm asking you to make a case for your niece," was Stella's response. Wonderful sentence. Finn's world collapsed on Friday. He's just not aware of it yet. Violet was fortunately spared any physical hurt, but she did suffer emotional damage when she discovered her father unconscious, bleeding from a cut, and believing he had passed away. Jovial Love was amazing in this episode, and it was heartbreaking to see Violet feel that she should take better care of her dad to make him feel better instead of blaming herself for what went wrong. As always, Tracy was a force to be reckoned with, and she handled things in a way that only Tracy could. Recently, Daytime Emmy Award-winning performances by Jane Elliott, Michael Easton, and numerous others have been linked to the wedding of Brooklyn and Chase and the subsequent murder of Gregory. Next year, General Hospital needs to win a bunch of Daytime Emmys. Tracy kicking the inebriated Finn brought some humor to an otherwise depressing occasion, and it was wise of her to snap pictures as proof before confronting Finn. I am really excited for Monday's show and the hell Tracy is going to throw at him. It doesn't seem like Finn has realized what he's in, though, based on the trailer that aired at the end of Friday's episode, in which Finn threatens to call the police on anyone who keeps him away from Violet. Finn's most recent drunken downward spiral started when he abandoned his work at General Hospital instead of agreeing to Portia and Terry's, whom it was wonderful to see again, offer that he attend AA and be closely watched. Naturally, he became angry and rude to Liz, removing her from Violet's life. It appears that Violet's custody dispute is about to escalate. A lot of people have been curious about